I'm very well. So it's very nostalgic and a happy moment for us to have you back on the campus. You are the student for us, the esteemed alumni from the very first batch of Asian Law College. So first of all, tell me, how does it feel to be back on campus and seeing the new environment here?
It feels amazing, and the new campus is literally amazing. It feels really proud to be back, and being back with those old memories, and it feels really good.
Going back to that time, what are some of the very fond memories that come to your mind, or some milestones that you've taken up which have gone instilled into you?
So basically, talking about the best and the worst memories together. So the best memories were the faculties, the students, the memories that we created, the friends, the bonds that we created, not just with the students of our classes, but also with the faculties. Because all the faculties are so good, they're so friendly that you can't even think of them like a bossy nature, or anyone who's going to just control you. They're so sweet, they're so humble towards you, and they always want to guide you, be your mentor always. And then talking about worst, of course, attendance was a mandatory thing, and whenever the phone used to go to the home, and parents used to shout.
So how many times your parents were called?
So like once or twice.
For the attendance?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So that is one thing you wanted a little leniency.
No, I think I never wanted leniency, because agar the phone would have not gone, I would have never been serious. So that is, I think, the really good advantage of being like a student, and being in control. So when we talk about decorum, I think attendance is the first thing which should happen. That is how students will start working on it and start studying and coming to the college.
So how were you like a student? How was Parul as a student? What kind of a personality traits did you possess at that time?
So being very frank, I was a very naughty student. So I was not a topper, or I was not someone who would score 90%. I was an average student who scored around 55%. But other than that, I was more into practicals, I was more into competitions, I was more into taking parts in the competitions, initiatives. Then I even remember that I won the first prize for the cyber law competition in Cachet in 2018. Then I also won a prize in English debate competition in the Cachet function itself in 2018. So there were moot court competitions which were held, which I have always been taking part into different competitions.
You were very proactive.
Very proactive, and I was also into a lot of competitions and a lot of activities which actually I think made me what I am today, because it creates a confidence within yourself. So I would even remember that there were times when I started my college in first year, I was very hesitant towards speaking to others or speaking in public. But initially when I started doing the activities, doing the competitions, so things were going like so good that there today is a point where I can stand in between 10,000 people and speak about anything.
Right.
So that
I
is
can
what Asian
surely see in you that you become very outspoken. You're confident in presenting yourself. So there are a lot of students, Parul, who initially are little passive in nature, or introvert. They find it difficult to speak to new people. So any advice that you have for those?
So the best advice which I would like to suggest is take a part in a lot of activities as much as you can, because that is one thing which will actually create a difference in your personality. Initially it has created a difference in my personality. Right. It's okay if you cannot speak one time, 2 times, 3 times, but this hesitant nature that will go away the moment you start speaking. Because every time if you feel like, no, I cannot speak, what will people think? Stop thinking what will people think. It's like nothing. Just
so you suggest that one must come out of their comfort zone.
Of course. Unless and until you don't come out of your comfort zone, you are never going to, beat that competition which is against you, inside you. So that is something really important for you to go with.
What kind of other changes apart from your confidence levels do you observe if you compare yourself who you were after school when you were starting as an undergrad and now as a professional who's working in the corporate?
I think the change in my behavior, the change in my practicality, the thinking in my mindset, and also the decorum. So initially when we talk about attendance, so now it's like when I know I have to log in 9 o'clock, I have to log in 9 o'clock. Right. So this is something which I got from this college itself, because when I don't used to come to the college on time, I would get a call. So these things have initially made me something which today I am the person who's following the decorum on my own self.
So that got instilled in you that I have to
do
no other
it.
way.
Because that is what this college has taught me. Command your own self now. So I think decorum is a very must for living a perfect life.
Right, right. So, tell me one thing that friendships, I think, come from either school or college, and once they become strong, they're carried all throughout their life. Are you still in touch with your friends, and what kind of bonds did you develop while you were at Asian Law College?
I have been in touch with a lot of my friends, and not just friends, a lot of faculties
You
which
mentioned.
have even gone from this college now. So I'm still in touch with them, and talking about the bonds are very, very nice and very strong because my friends are not here. They live far from here. Someone lives in Agra, someone lives in Jharkhand, someone lives somewhere or the other. But we are still in touch, like we are still nearby each other. And a lot of my friends got married also from this college, so I've been to their marriages also. So it feels really good to make those connections from friendship to a family now.
Right, right. So if this bond sustains, it is more like a family, not
Definitely,
friends.
now it's a family. Even the faculties, even the friends, even the students, everyone is a family for us now.
Right. Can you tell me about the internship experiences that you've had? Where all did you go, and what kind of opportunities were given to you? What learnings came to your way through the internships?
So, talking about my first internship, I went to Tees Hazari and High Court. This was my first internship which I did under Amarjeet Singh Sani sir. Then I also remember there were times when we have to literally rush from Tees Hazari to Dwarka Court, and then
Okay.
Dwarka Court to back to Tees Hazari.
Okay.
So those days were like my feet used to get swollen when I used to come back home.
But that's paying
that-
off, I think.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I really feel today, that those pains and everything, those hurdles, even when I joined into CAW cell. So I would like to mention this thing. There was COVID pandemic going on, and second wave, first wave. In both the waves, people were like not willing to go out of the houses.
Right.
I was doing my internships at that point of time, and people were not even ready to go out because I felt like I don't want to give up. I don't want to bring a gap in my resume.
Right.
And people were like, in CAW cell, it's crime against women. So a lot of people have problems, marital issues, who come there and get resolved. So we were into mediation advocacies.
Right.
So a lot of time my seniors used to say that there can be possibilities. You can get into COVID if you want. You can go. I was like, no, I'm not here to go. I'm here to go ahead now. So
Right.
I will do it. I will beat whatever
That
comes in between.
consistency was always
Never
there
to
with
give
you.
up was always my point.
Were you always like that, or
No, I
or
was never like that.
You were
In
not
the
like that.
first year, in fact, I will tell you this reality. I always wanted to become a journalist. I was
Okay.
never planning to become a lawyer.
So you wanted to be on this chair,
Yeah.
probably. Okay.
So I always wanted to become a journalist, but it was my parents' dream that I have fulfilled because I always felt like they've always done so much for me. So now it's my time to do it.
Right.
So there was a moment when my mother said that I want you to become a lawyer. I did not think even once. I was like, whatever comes in between, now I'll become a lawyer. Because she has done a lot of me. My parents have done, my father has done a lot for me, and it's my time to pay them back for the same.
Do you have any legal background?
No, I'm the first generation lawyer.
First generation lawyer of the family.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So
They must be really proud of
yeah,
you.
they never imagined I would be into the so much of success and everything. Everything came in hand, but only when I tried it. If
Right.
I would have given up, or I would have felt like I can't do it, I mean this is not possible, it would have never been completed. Never ever.
So you just mentioned about the women's cell. How do you foresee the position of women today in law? What are the career opportunities? Do you think they are intertwining themselves together now? Do they have a good place and good options to expand in their career?
I believe women, the best profession right now for women is law, right? Because initially, firstly, you need to understand this thing that you have to stand for your own rights. And the second thing is that whenever you're talking about law, so I have seen a lot of women standing in courts. They're
Right.
literally fighting against for cases, and they're so good. They're like
Right.
superb.
Right.
Even the judges, we have women judges now. So
Right.
I think women should definitely bring in the career of law in their life. It will not just
I
initiate.
remember that the first Chief Justice for the world, the lady
Yeah.
Chief Justice, came out really late. But then after that, we've seen a lot of women standing in the courtroom.
Definitely.
And that has been a change, a creator, I think, that there has been a wave.
Exactly.
In that
And I have, wherever I have worked, so like I mentioned my first job, where I was working there, so there were like 6 women and a single boss.
Oh.
So I was so
Okay.
amazed. This was the first time I've seen 6
Right.
women and a single boss
Right.
heading over them. So
Right.
I felt so good that women are actually coming in. They're bringing up themselves. They're bringing up their career as law. They're being lawyers, advocates. They're having those respects. And believe me, being a lawyer is a super respectable job. I mean, even the police people, police officers, they respect you. They respect you so much. I have been into CAW cell. Those people used to respect me like I was so young to them, and they used to be like, no, you're.
So there is a perception that probably settling up in this field early is not easy. There's a lot of struggle. And second, will you earn that much of respect in the society? And contrary to that, you're mentioning that it has earned you a lot of respect so early, isn't it?
I believe the first question that you said is definitely not the right thing according to me.
Right.
Because initially women are supposed to be respected firstly. Second thing, being a lawyer, woman as being a woman is respected, but woman as being a lawyer is like respected twice, a double way. So I have seen people who have actually been defaming women for being lawyer or anything, but I have also seen women who have never given up of the profession, and then they have given it like a hit back to them after being successful. And then talking about the question of success, how much time it takes, it depends on how much hard work you do. So like talking of an example, if I would have been sitting at home during COVID, I would have been doing nothing just because I want to be safe. It's okay to be safe, wear a mask, have a sanitizer, be safe. But if I make a perception that no, I won't go out, I won't do the work, then I will never be achieving anything.
Right.
The moment I feel I have to do something, I have to go out. Even
so, classroom to courtroom, how was that journey, or what kind of a difference is? Because during your internship period itself, you've been to the High Court, I think you've been to the Supreme Court as well. You've witnessed the entire thing. What kind of a difference did you notice?
The main difference which I would suggest being a lawyer today and to the students who are watching this is the way of communication and your personality. Okay. These two things are the only things which are going to reflect in the courtroom or in the moot courtroom. These things, if you work on your personality and your communication, you are the most successful person as a lawyer. Believe me.
Right. So people or the students who are starting their career or starting their journeys with the undergrad courses of LL.B or LL.B, they should focus more on communication skills and their personality.
Definitely.
Okay, great.
So, and specifically knowledge, which is
domain knowledge, of course, will lead you a very long way. Right. Tell me something about the experience of moot court. How has the practices there helped you shape up?
So when we were doing moot courts, I remember there was Amit Nagar sir in this college who used to help us out. So while I started doing moot courts, I started arguing, then I started going into the different aspects, then being on the judge's side. So when I came into that aspect, I felt like there was a vibe that yes, there's a confidence that you build in while you communicate, while you are on the other path where you can't even think of. You're sitting on a judge's chair and seeing everyone fighting.
You build in perspective.
Yeah, so the moment you sit on the judge's chair, you feel like, okay, yes, now this is how things are supposed to be done. And that is the same thing which helped me in the courtroom. So it helped me in building the confidence, which today I feel I have it due to the courtroom proceedings which we did. And second thing, the way my personality has become today, because there are very different times for people like introverts you mentioned, where they can't even, they get hesitant, they don't stand in the moot courts, they feel like no, we can't do it. But the moment you stand in the moot court and you learn how to stand in the moot court is the moment you learn how to practice in the court.
So that atmosphere by itself is a big learning to come.
Definitely.
But again, as we mentioned, I think it's the first step that matters. You need to come out and start with it.
The very important thing which I believe is never to give up. The moment you feel like you'll give up, you are ended up. Believe me, you don't have to give up. Being a lawyer, it's not that people have this perception of how to be a lawyer. It will take a lot of time. People say this perception, it will take like 10 years, 20 years to become a good lawyer. No, it's not the perception. Just try hard. Hard work is the best thing. I mean, the moment if you feel like कि ठीक है, कल तो होना ही नहीं है, 10 साल लगेंगे, तो 20 भी लग जाएंगे. But the moment you feel like कि नहीं यार मुझे कल ही बनना है, तो कल नहीं तो परसों जरूर बन जाओगे.
Right.
That is the thing.
It's how you are setting up your next step.
You have to set up your own mindset as where you want to be. You have to stand at the same path where you want to see yourself in the next 10 years and then believe in it.
So having a short-term goal and a long-term goal has to be very clear.
I think the long-term goal should be converted to a short-term goal. So that will be the best thing. Like if you feel like 10 साल बाद में यहाँ होनी चाहिए, you shouldn't be there at 10 years. You should be there within 2 years. That's how you will work. And that's how you will become successful.
That's a great say. So how easy was it for you to decide that you want to get into corporate law?
So initially, I started off my internships with litigation sector. I have been into litigation and I have seen a lot of opportunities, and with the opportunities there were different hurdles also which came in between. Like one of them was traveling, because it was very hectic for me. Like from one court to another, you have to rush every day, every time. There were a lots of times when we are like we can't do it while feeling other, and it's like but nahi karna to hai. You can't give up. I mean, you're not standing here to give up. That is what I always thought, that you cannot give up. And when I talk to myself and I ask everyone who's watching this video also, that if you have a point in your life where you feel like, nahi, I have to give up. So just ask yourself, why are you standing here? Are you standing here to give up? You're not
standing.
Why
corporate law and why not litigation? How could you actually differentiate that I don't want to get into judiciary or criminal law or litigation but only corporate law?
So basically, there are different environments of different places. Like for example, litigation has an environment of courtrooms. Corporate has an environment of companies, professionals who are actually working out just in the office firms. So if you are not ready to travel too much or go hassle free, you want to just live like in a firm and earn. So corporate is good for you. Like for me, when I did litigation, I felt this disadvantage for me as a person that I cannot travel so much. I cannot just go from one place to another every day. This was becoming very difficult. So I thought no, I should switch once. So the moment I switched, I started in BMR Legals as a taxation lawyer. So in BMR Legals, I felt like yes, this place is meant for me.
You felt more suited.
Yeah, I felt like no, this is the environment which I want. Everyone wants to earn, but the fact is the way you want to earn, the way you want to travel and earn, the way you want to be in the court and earn, be in the office and earn. So you have to be perspective and very clear about what you want. So the best advice which I would provide to the students is, it's okay to do internships, but do it in different forums.
You can try these few.
Like for example, you can do it like first in litigation, then in corporate, then in different sectors. So that you know what you want at the end, after checking everything, after seeing which comforts you the most. So you can go into the corporate field, or you can go into any field which comforts you the most. And for that you need to be in practice with everything.
So ultimately you landed up in the Big Four and you're working with Deloitte. So how is your experience working with one of the Big Fours? And though you've mentioned it quite a number of times that you thoroughly enjoying the culture and opportunities, but tell us something about the work culture, the environment there, the job profile, and how is it enhancing your skill set?
So firstly, Big Four is a really good platform to start off your career. Second thing, whenever you talk about hurdles and advantages and disadvantages, so the best thing which I believe in Big Four is the decorum. What you have to do is what you have to do. No other person is going to do that for you.
Defined,
So if you're on leave, if you're not well, if you're not there, nobody cares. You have to do that the next day. Nobody is going to help you out. This is not going to be a college.
So you found a similar discipline in your organization which you found in the college. You still were responsible.
Yeah, and I am like super happy with that, because initially I have this thing in my mind that I want to work somewhere where I'm feeling that stability. And other than that, in Deloitte, people are very humble, people are very friendly, and they are very active. Like whenever you can call them at night 10 o'clock, you call them at night 1 o'clock, they will just answer you and ask what work is it. So they will not think of time. They're like very super workaholic. And then talking about the hurdles which came in for being in the Big Four. So the first thing that I mentioned before is personality. while I was interviewing for Deloitte, so the first thing they asked me was, you have to speak on any topic for 2 minutes.
Right.
And you cannot stop in between. The moment you hesitate, the moment you stop in words, is the moment they will not take you. And that is in every Big Four.
And I'm sure you would have excelled there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So personality is what makes you, if you want to be anything. If you want to be in judiciary also, if you want to be a judge, you need to have confidence within yourself. Because if you don't have confidence in your own self, how can you make people believe about you? So that is the thing.
Great, great. So tell me, getting back to the college life, what kind of events did you enjoy? Which was your most favorite one? And what all did you do to, apart from academics, in terms of co-curriculars, activities, sports?
So I was into mostly everything from head to toe. I was into every activity. Like from first day of my college till 2021 last day, all the activities which were there, I used to be like, I have to do it, I have to do it. Because these are the things which have enhanced me, like today, who I am.
Right.
So those
and which
things
was your favorite event?
My favorite event was, I think at LL.B there was one event in which I was the coordinator. It was short put.
Okay.
So I had like super fun there.
You enjoyed coordination also
Yeah.
as a role. I think that teaches you a lot
Exactly.
when you connect with people.
I mean, that is the best part about this college, that they provide you not just being a part but also being a leader. They
Right.
teach you how to become a leader. So the moment you become a leader here, you'll be a leader outside also, and you will get those vibes, you'll get that environment within yourself. So you will know how to deal with people, how to become a good leader, what are the advantages, disadvantages, what to do, what not to do. So these are the things.
For some students who are just starting up and they don't have a clear idea of which specialization in law they can get into, what according to you are some of the career opportunities available for them?
So firstly, if you have just started off with the law, I would not suggest you for a good career option, because you are not set on what you want. It's not me who will tell you what you want, but definitely you have to find it. And for that, you need to intern. You need to intern in different sectors, so that in the end you know which is the most comforting sector which is suiting to you, and you can go for that. Like for example, I did litigation, then I came into corporate, and I believe that yes, corporate is a sector which is good for me, it's comforting me. So I went with that only. So the best
So in
answer,
the internships they can probably define and
they should do a lot of internships. They are going to help them. In fact, these activities which are going on in college, the different competitions which are held, they should definitely take part into it, because that is the only thing which will enhance their personality.
Okay, so the kind of opportunities, internship opportunities given to you at Asian Law College, did they actually help you build up?
Yeah, in fact, I'll tell you one incident which happened. So I was into English debate competition,
Okay.
and my name was taken up, and this was the first time that I was being the coordinator for it. So two people were there, me and another colleague was there. So the sir just tossed the coin, and there were two names, his and mine. So my name in between. So I was so excited, and people were like standing and clapping. That was the first time when I felt like, no, this is the point where I have built my confidence.
You have to start now.
Yes.
Right.
So it is very compulsory. And other than that, these activities in relation to different perspectives, because if it's about law, it's not just talking about moot courts, litigation, judiciary. It even talks about cyber laws, then English debate competitions, then the PDCC classes, then communication skills which happens here, the diplomas that we have, different perspectives, then activities like ETLIMA, then cachet functions, then freshers. So it's like a multiple communicating and personality development skill thing for you to grab. So don't waste this memory, don't waste this time, and just grab everything you can from head to toe.
Great. So this would be the last section where I want you to be very raw and rapid at answering the questions, which would relate to your personal life, professional life, your college life, right? Great. So one best person that you met in the college time?
Faculty?
Anybody. Best person.
Okay. Ashish sir.
Ashish sir. One quality about this person which you would like to aim and have within you?
How to maintain decorum.
Okay. One thing about you that you absolutely love and one thing about you that you would like to change.
Uh, I love the way I'm confident now.
Okay.
And the one thing I want to change is the way I sometimes get, too much hyperactive, because that is also something a drawback.
Okay.
So,
how do you maintain your work-life balance?
So initially, if you want to maintain your work-life balance, you definitely first you need to focus on what you want. You have to prioritize on first, second, and third thing. If work is first, it has to be first. There's nothing coming in between.
Right.
So whenever I work, because I'm working from home right now, so I do not see if I'm at home or my family is there, anyone needs anything. I have to work, so I'll work. That's it. So prioritizing the stuff is very important.
You prioritize things, right? Okay. One best memory that comes to your mind from Asian Law College?
Building
Fondest. Building bonds. Okay, great. If you could travel back in time, go to the college once again, what would be that one thing you would do first?
I would definitely bring back the old faculties who have left, because I just love them.
Okay, so you would like to meet the older people again. One thing about you that would like to change and go back in time?
Attending the classes regularly.
Okay, so you were not in the classes very often.
No. I was not a very topper student or someone who would score 90%. I was an average student. But I believed in being a smart worker rather than a hard worker.
Right. So you managed it pretty well. I'm sure you did. That's why you reached here. You've managed it pretty well. Your most favorite and the least favorite subject in college?
My most favorite subject was, I think, this.
You have to be quick.
I think it was IPR.
Okay, intellectual property rights.
And the worst will be Constitution of India, of course.
That was boring?
That was not boring, it was very tough.
Theoretical. Okay.
Too much theoretical.
Too detail oriented. Okay, great. What are your long-term goals? Probably 10 years, 20 years from now. Where do you actually see yourself?
I believe in stability, and I believe that if I have started off for the stability, so I see myself into the Big Four itself, but on a senior position.
Okay, so you want to climb up the ladder in the company.
Same,
Okay, you want to be with the same company but climb up the ladder. Great. Okay, so if I give you a chance to change your profession ever, would you like to do that?
Not now.
Not
because
now.
I have never imagined I could come to this much height. So now I would never even suggest anyone not to become a lawyer. I would actually suggest everyone just become a lawyer. And that's the best profession in my eyes.
Right. I'll give some categories. Tell me, who do you relate yourself with the most? Okay. The backbencher, the leg puller, the teacher's favorite, the never attender, and the always attender 100%.
Is this in student's name?
Yeah. No. These are the categories. So, who do you fit well in? Which category?
Okay. So, I think the students, teacher's favorite.
Teacher's favorite. So you were the teacher's favorite?
Yeah, not because I was a topper or because I was always completing my tasks, but there was some connection which was always there in between me and the faculties, which were always there with me. So I could never miss that, or I can never break that bond. Being an average student also, I was always everyone's eye-catching person. So I really felt that it was the best thing for me, that I have created bonds not just with friends but also with faculties here.
Great. Rank in order of preference, okay? So which one is the most, since you've spoken about priority, so most prior and then coming to the least prior. Ethics, success, power, friendships and remuneration, salaries or money.
I think ethics is the first.
Okay.
Then success is the second.
Okay.
Friendship is the third.
Okay.
Then power. And then money. Because money is not a matter. The moment you feel like, we just need to earn and do anything, you won't be able to succeed. You have to feel like you have to become something. Money will come by its own.
Right. Okay. I'll speak few terms and whatever comes first to your mind, you have to say that. Okay. Ethics. Quick, you have to be quick. Okay, friends.
Can I take names?
Anything that flashes your mind first.
Shivani.
Okay, favorite teacher.
Spriya ma'am. And Ashish sir.
Okay, great. Ashish sir is the most favorite.
Yeah, I mean, he's been like there from like since day one till now, and not a bossy nature, not an HOD, nothing, just a mentor always. So that is the best part of him. Being on such a great position, also he's always been so down to earth with us.
Right.
So that
okay,
is the best.
getting back onto it. Food.
Chole bhature.
Okay, life.
Life amazing.
Great. Power.
Power.
Law.
Profession.
Friendships.
Amazing.
Great. Interview.
Superb.
You're pro at it. Okay, one last message for the juniors or the students who are just starting. So, one last message for them.
So, I would again bring in back the same point which I was making, and I would really want you to understand this thing, not because I'm saying this again and again, but I'm actually trying you to be built in this in your thoughts that never give up. The moment you start, the moment you step into Asian Law College or any other university also, the only question you should have in your mind is why are you here? Because that will only make you succeed. The moment you feel like, no, I can't do it, just ask yourself that if you can't do it, why are you here? You will get the answers on your own. Do not think of anyone, but do not give up. Because giving up is the worst option in life. Instead of giving up, try harder and harder. If you can't find the solution, try different ways. But don't ever feel giving up, because the moment you give up is the moment you fail. So that is the only
I
answer.
think we too can learn from it, and it was nice interacting with you.
Same
We
here.
would love to have you more often on campus now, as we've discussed. You probably are looking at more sessions with the students and your physical interaction with them.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.